Hi there. In a previous video, I showed you how VisitorRego can act as a gatekeeper. If you haven't seen that video yet, the link is in the description below. Otherwise, I'll now show you how individual and company details can be maintained. To start with, I'll log on to the VisitorRego portal. We can now see everybody who is currently registered on site, and these were the contractors that we signed in earlier. So you can see we've got Rodney here. He signed in as a first-time contractor on site, so he still has the visitor symbol here. And if we come all the way along to the right-hand side, we can see in the notes column it's his first time on site. In comparison, Phil and Andy, who were our returning contractors, both have a hard hat symbol in the column there. And if we come along to this fit column, we can see Andy has a tick because he was compliant to come on site, and Phil has a cross because he wasn't compliant. And if we come along to the notes section again, we can see those details there. We'll start with having a look at Phil, and we can drill down on his personal profile by clicking the cross in the fit column. Now we can see the requirements for Phil to come on site, and these are the details that were checked when he signed in. And we can see that the electrical certification again has a cross there, and we've got the expiry date highlighted. So what we need to do is update this, and we can do that by clicking the cross in the certify column. And then we have the details for this requirement. So to start with, we're just going to update this, the date, and then we will say that it's going to be valid for another 12 months. And you can see here we also have the auto notify box ticked, and that will send us a reminder before the expiry date. So we'll just finally certify that. And we can see here that the date has been updated, and we now have a tick in this column. If we come down here, we can see we've got certificates for Phil, and we've got a driver's license. So if we click on this PDF button, we can be taken through, and we've got Phil's driver's license on file there. Now, when we come back to the registration screen, we can see that Phil now has a tick in the fit column. So the next time he signs in, he will be seen as compliant. And now we'll have a look at Andy. He has a tick in the fit column, but he had company requirements as well as individual requirements. So what we'll do is come to the contractor companies list, and we can see a list of companies here, and Bishman is Andy's company. So we've got a tick in the certified column there, but in the contractor column, we've got a cross. So there's some issues with the contractors that work for Bishman. But if we drill down here to the profile, we can see the requirements for Bishman. So these are the company permits and insurances required. We've got contractor safety requalification, which is all current. And again, if we click on the PDF form, that'll take us through to the actual document. We come down here, we can see the contractors who work for Bishman and if they are fit or not to come on site. So when these contractors register, the system will look at their individual requirements as well as their company requirements, and they will be denied access if either are out of date. And finally, we'll have a look at Rodney, who was our first time contractor on site, and he needs to be set up as a contractor. So we just click the visitor symbol, and in his registration details, come down to the bottom here and say set as contractor. And we'll confirm that. And now we can see that Rodney's symbol has changed to a hard hat, and we've got this inactive symbol in the fit column. So this means that he doesn't have any requirements set up against his name, but we can do that now. So we'll click on the symbol and it will take us through to his profile, and we just need to add permits. And this list of permits will be specific to your site and company. And we'll just select a couple of requirements here, and add the checked permits. And what we can do is then certify them. So we can come through and enter a date and the expiry. And certify. And for the site safe passport, we'll do the same thing. We'll select today's date and then say that we'll do that for 12 months and again certify. And now when we come back to the registration screen, we can see that Rodney has a green tick in the fit column. So the next time he registers, he will be shown a summary version of the health and safety and will be seen as compliant.